individuals says sharks and whales when they contemplate marine animals. However, the submerged world brings undeniably more to the table. Octopus and mantis shrimp are two such animals that can knock your socks off with their exceptional actual attributes and battling abilities. Have you seen an octopus battling with a snake? What might be said about mantis shrimp sending off a dangerous assault on a crayfish? In the event that you love the mix of creatures and activity, prepare to be flabbergasted. Since in this video we will show you 11 deadliest fights including octopus and mantis shrimp recorded on camera. Number 11. Octopus vs Lobster. At any point seen the huge and substantial paws on a lobster? They look threatening, don't they? Well, you'll be stunned to realize that a grown-up lobster can apply as much as 100 pounds of tension for each inch too, with its pliers. Yet, the inquiry is, will that be sufficient to drive off an octopus? There's an octopus that is rummaging around the ocean bottom when it goes over a lobster that is perched on a coral. Its solid appendages and strong suckers lock on the lobster as it attempts to get away. The octopus gets it from all sides and starts pulling the scavenger towards itself despite the fact that the octopus is struggling with pulling the lobster. It doesn't actually seem like the lobster is attempting to oppose or retaliate. Number 10. 6 Squid vs Owl fish, despite the fact that they are not equivalent to an octopus. Squids are somewhat comparative for all intents and purposes, and they are similarly entrancing animals also in addition. Squid assault recordings are interesting to the point that we were unable to oppose, however share this inconceivable film with you folks. In this clasp you can see a dark looked at squid that is clutching an owl fish that has recently gotten. The squid is utilizing its two long taking care of limbs each tipped with suckers and paw-like snares to catch onto this owl fish. It is brought in the fish and presently holds it with each of the 8 appendages to have a significantly more tight grasp on its prey. This squid is by all accounts attempting to cut its sharp bill through the muscles encompassing the fish's spine. Number 9. Octopus vs Snake. Deadly, alarming and lethal are the 3 words that impeccably sum up most snakes. These reptiles are perhaps of the most hazardous hunter on Earth, but it'll take significantly more than that for these animals to take on an octopus. At any point considered what might occur on the off chance that these two creatures were ever in a duel. Much thanks to you. An octopus is attempting to clutch a snake that it has quite recently gotten. This snake is pulling a wide range of moves trying to loosen up from the octopus passing hold. Briefly, it seems as though the snake is going to break free, as it rises up out of underneath the octopus and attempts to get away. Sadly, the octopus won't allow that to occur and it rapidly recaptures full command over the snake. The reptile tries to get away in some way or another, effectively pulls it off. However, the octopus rapidly delivers its endeavors futile and snatches it once more. At last the snake begins turning quickly and we can see the octopus struggle with controlling it. Number 8. Octopus vs Eel Snake. There's a wild assortment of eel species living in the seas, and every one of them will generally look unmistakable, paying little mind to what they look like or which species they have a place with. Octopus are known to pursue them. The sharp-tail eel in this clasp is jabbing at an octopus that is concealing inside the stones. However, things get serious genuine quick. At the point when the octopus connects with its arms and gets the eel acknowledges it and attempts to escape, yet the grasp of the octopus' strong suckers is excessively difficult to break free from. The eel frantically attempts to retaliate and go after, however that rapidly ends up being pointless. The octopus begins pulling the eel inside its refuge and no one can do anything about it. At last the eel vanishes after it's hauled into the break between the corals. This moire eel should be visible going after a meandering octopus. The octopus utilizes its ink to confound the eel and evade its assault. It's obviously past the point of no return for that. The two animals take part in a furious duel as the eel hooks on the octopus with its jaws and play out its notorious sly job. The cephalopod understands it's no counterpart for the seal and swims from the aggressor at the main opportunity. This octopus is fortunate to have gotten away in spite of the fact that it needed to forfeit one of its legs to do as such. This octopus is attempting get to a tiger snake eel that is in the middle of between the corals when the octopus surrounds the eel's concealing spot. The prey sees an open door and attempts to make a run for it. However, the octopus is as of now gotten it by its tail. We can see the eel attempting to bend free it rapidly get away, however. It commits a grave error at the same time. Uninformed about the octopus situation, the eel heads towards the octopus rather than away from it. Number 7. Octopus vs Crab. In contrast to octopuses, crabs are crafty foragers that can endure both ashore and submerged. Perhaps of the most unmistakable element about these shellfish are the moderately huge hooks that they utilize as safeguard as well as to speak with one another. Be that as it may, How might they toll against an octopus' knowledge in nature? We should investigate. The coconut octopus in this video has quite recently trapped and snatched a crab. Presently it is battling to bring it down, and the crab is by all accounts making a truly valiant effort. The octopus dim variety shows that it is in full fight mode in this situation. The crab's paws are totally futile. It can't protect itself in light of the fact that the octopus is controlling it with its strong suckers and appendages. Despite the fact that the crab has a go at moving its feet, it couldn't do that because of the octopus' solid handle. It could seem like the octopus is basically hanging on, however there's a great deal going on that isn't noticeable. It's infusing the crab with its dangerously sharp mouth and driving its profoundly powerful toxic substance into the crab's body. In the long run, the toxin takes care of its business and the crab is completely deadened. After an effective chase, the octopus conveys the crab in its limbs and heads home. This coconut is flying under the radar to plan for a snare, as it is trusting that the prey will stop by a crab shut in and strolls directly past its hideaway. The octopus hangs tight for the right second and rises out of its concealing spot and surges towards the crab. It places the crab in a tight hold, utilizing its whole body strength and attempts to overpower the prey. You can see the octopus limbs jerking as it battles to restrain and stifle the crab as the strong suckers limit the crab ready. The octopus penetrates its body with its extremely sharp snout and conveys a deadly portion of a venomous compound that deadens its prey alongside a few stomach-related proteins to relax it for simple utilization. Investigate this unimaginable close-up film of an octopus that has struck and gotten hold of a crab. You might in fact see the suckers on its limbs firmly joined to the crab's body in pliers. It has really killed each protection and offense technique that this crab could have utilized. Number 6. Mantis Shrimp vs Octopus. Mantis shrimp are scandalously known for sneaking up suddenly in the moderately little bodies. Truth be told, they pack the most grounded punch of any animal in the animals of the world collectively. Their club-like extremities can speed up quicker than a projectile out of a firearm. Despite the fact that octopus can't brag of having such hostile elements, they sure are sufficiently shrewd to concoct a method for managing this types of shrimps. This octopus is searching for shellfish when it sees a mantis shrimp and chooses to pursue it. As the shrimp makes a beeline for its tunnel, the octopus follows. Once in its tunnel, the mantis shrimp takes its position, which is likewise an admonition for the octopus to ease off. The cephalopod overlooks every one of the warnings and simply stays there briefly. The mantis isn't having any of that. It pulls up its sledge hooks and goes in for an assault. His paws hit the octopus with the speed and power of a shot. The mantis rapidly dispatches another assault and raises a ruckus around town truly hard. As the octopus begins withdrawing, the mantis chooses to convey a last assault. It raises a ruckus around town right between the eyes and gets back to its tunnel. Number 5. Mantis Shrimp vs Crab. We definitely realize that crabs utilize their paws for offense and guard. Be that as it may, so do mantis shrimp, despite the fact that it doesn't appear as a crab could take on a mantis shrimp. Wonders really do happen some of the time. How about we find out what happens when these two scavengers clash in nature? This mantis shrimp is dubious of a blue crab that is sitting in its nook. The shrimp rapidly surrounds the excluded guest and conveys a lethal hit on the crab. The crab quickly runs for a few cover and takes cover behind the shrimp. However, that is of no utilization in light of the fact that the mantis rushes to find it once more and dispatches an out-and-out assault on the crab, hitting it on different occasions. The crab is compelled to fall back, yet there is no place to go in this little aquarium. The crab attempts to take cover behind the stone and uses its little paws to retaliate. But it's no match against the shrimp's lethal sledge-like hooks. Indeed, even as the crab attempts to get away from by swimming to the top. Number 4. Mantis Shrimp vs Crayfish. Aside from being food from in excess of 200 different creatures like bass and catfish, crawfish are freshwater shellfish that look extremely indistinguishable from crabs. These animals are essentially innocuous when contrasted with the wild. Mantis Shrimp has quite recently sent off a destructive assault on a crawfish. It bargains an incredible first catastrophe for the crawfish and rips off pieces of its pincer. The crayfish is seriously harmed as it sits at the rear of the tank. The mantis shrimp sneaks in from behind and conveys another hard hit. The assailant shut in for the third time now and raises a ruckus around town so hard that it turns over. The mantis then, at that point, severely rips off one of its arms and keeps on eating it before the crayfish. Number 3. Mantis Shrimp vs Peacock. Mantis Shrimp. Till presently we've seen various battles where mantis shrimps have crushed their rivals. However, what happens when the tables turn and they need to battle against one of their own? Simply look at this amazing battle. In this recording we can see an enormous mantis shrimp messing toward the more modest one. As it bargains the primary blow and nearly overturns the more modest mantis, both even attempt to wrestle a piece. Yet the more modest mantis shrimp rapidly understands that it's outclassed and attempts to escape. Yet, the greater mantis quickly pursues it and snatches it. It's basically impossible for the more modest shrimp to escape, as the peacock mantis gets on top of it and pins it down. Number 2. Pistol Shrimp vs Mantis Shrimp. The pistol shrimp is viewed as perhaps of the most intense animal in the sea. All because of their noisy hook shots. It is said that the sound alone is sufficient to thump close by adversaries oblivious. It seems like the mantis shrimp has found a commendable rival at last. This fen gets going with a bang. As the mantis shrimp sends the pistol shrimp flying with a hard first hit. The pistol shrimp doesn't appear to be keen on retaliating, and attempts to stow away. The mantis finds it once more and conveys another success, which powers the pistol shrimp to take off and conceal between the stones. We don't actually have any idea how this battle finished. Number 1. Mantis Shrimp vs Lobster. Beforehand we perceived how lobsters manage an octopus assault, yet a mantis shrimp is far deadlier than an octopus with regards to forcefulness. Indeed, even with its substantial hooks, it very well may be difficult for a lobster to deal with a mantis shrimp. So what happens when these two marine animals go head to head? This time it's a blue lobster chilling toward the edge of a mantis shrimp tank. The shrimp comes in to assess the guest and in the long run gets it and starts pulling. The lobster can respond at the last possible second in some way or another getaways. After some time the shrimp ambushes the lobster and continues to toss an endless flow of heads. The lobster is caught as the mantis gets on it and pins it down totally. In the end we can see the mantis drag the lobster into its tunnel and feed on it. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, so YouTube will recommend this video to other viewers. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. And make sure to watch a video I uploaded before this one. The propensity for abducting venomous and non-venomous snakes and taking off to their homes. That's my story. I'm sorry.